Along with Splatfest, Splatoon 3 introduced Tricolor Turf War, one of the most wanted turf war ideas since the very first game, but after last weekend, a good amount of people didn't enjoy it, especially if you were on Team Scissors, and today I want to cover a bit more in depth about if Tricolor Turf War is really that bad. If you like the content, please be sure to like and subscribe to help reach my goal of 400 subs before Splatoon 3, and with that being said, let's get into it. So the majority of this video will be targeted towards the leading team, or in this case, Team Scissors, since they had the most people complaining about it, which is pretty reasonable because they were literally leading halfway and then ultimately not only lost but got last place. Also keep in mind that I only played the mode on Team Scissors with some friends, and I can say without a doubt that if you're on a defending team, it's pretty hard to win, and looking back we definitely lost more games than we won and sometimes wanted to go back to regular turf war. It was definitely a challenge, but after looking back at some of our matches, there were a few things I noticed. Throughout the Splatfest we did have a few matches we lost despite rock or paper never securing a single ultra signal, and one match we were able to win even though one team secured both of them. Now don't get me wrong, the giant sprinklers you receive after getting the ultra signal are really strong. The amount of paint they shoot out is amazing, it does not decrease over time, and they are not breakable at all throughout the entire match. Do I think they're broken? No. Do they increase your chances of winning? Absolutely, but as a defending team, you're not guaranteed to lose if the other side is able to obtain them, and not guaranteed to win if no one obtains them, so I don't think the sprinklers are overpowered. They could definitely receive a nerf, which I'll mention at the end, but next I want to talk about the best matches we had. In these two games I played Splattershot Pro, where Red Spy and Pixie used Slosher and Zap, and Duel used E-Leader and the bow. It's not a lot of paint, but they're all pretty strong weapons. We never really had a plan, nor did we aggressively try to win, but at the start of both matches we always won the first couple fights in mid, and then the final moments Red Spy and Pixie would keep Team Rock in their spawn, I would do my best by myself to keep Paper in spawn, and Duel just sharked on the block in mid, so if someone grabbed a signal, she would just tap shoot them by surprise. Now I know there are way more factors that you need to think about here, like the skill level of everybody playing, the weapon matchups between the defending and fighting teams, and the gear abilities that people were using. Not only that, but this is the first Splatfest we've ever done for Splatoon 3, and we've never seen it played competitively at the highest level. This is definitely not the best strategy, but in the moment it worked pretty nicely, and is something I'd recommend giving a shot in the future. Now there are other tips I'd like to share that I feel you could rely on way more because we've already seen Turf War played competitively. First off, it's ideal to use weapons and specials that can output a lot of paint and force people to move. Flingza and Blob have amazing paint and are hard to approach since Flingza now has Ink Mine to protect itself and Blob just exists. Both of their specials are also good at displacing people while painting at the same time. Aerospray, which is already known for being a great Turf War weapon, now has Fizzy Bomb, which hands down it has the best paint of any sub weapon in the game. Zap and L3 both paint and kill amazingly and have history of being meta in competitive turf war, especially in Japan, so I believe in the right hands these could definitely be some of the best turf war weapons at the start of Splatoon 3. Another tip that's been really essential for winning turf war since Splatoon 1 is simply staying alive. Losing a single team fight in normal turf war in the last 30 seconds can always result in your team ultimately losing no matter how well you did the majority of the match, and one of the most common ways people lost a match of Tricolor on Team Scissors was because one team wipe made it much easier for either rock or paper to get the ultra signal. Coordination is a necessity for preventing that, and making sure everyone isn't dead at the exact same time will make it way easier to win. If possible, voice chat is a great option as well for more effective callouts and knowing what's going on throughout the match at all times. Now again, I don't think Tricolor is all that bad, but some adjustments can still be made to make it more fair for people not used to playing the game in a more coordinated setting. Starting with the giant sprinklers, I think they should function a little like the sub weapon. I don't think it's broken, so it can stay indestructible, but over time it should reduce its paint output since it can be a little overwhelming during the entire match if one team gets it really early. Also on Sturgeon, because the top left spinner can lower, it's actually possible to spawn camp people, so I'd redesign it so that this ledge just takes up this entire space on the top left, and then add a sponge as a possible escape option. Overall, I really don't think the mode needs too many changes, and believe the main reason that we struggled at times was just because we lacked coordination, but let me know your thoughts in the comments below about how the mode felt for you, and any additional changes you think the mode could use. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.